Hello, this is Real World Audio, and let's talk about subwoofer placement. And BobNut24, he had a really nice comment on the posts on high efficiency loudspeakers, and we're trying to match low sensitivity subs with them. And here we go. I will read out his post and let's talk a little bit about subwoofer placement. So even for normal to high sensitivity speakers, I found that the most of the common advice is misleading. You can absolutely put the subs in the corner and increase the low level soundstage, that is sensitivity. The waves are so big that exact position of the device is not consequential as long as nothing is rattling. Sitting position is more consequential. The issue for me is not theoretical, it is more philosophical. Theoretically, I know how to put my system together with two active monitors and dual subs in the corners with measurement microphone and the crossovers and delays calculated with a server in another room. I have all the components ready but have been stalling it for over a year. I cannot finish it because I fear there will be no magic, only endless tweaking of algorithms like work. No magic, no satisfaction. So thank you, Bob or BobNut24. Uh, great observations. And first of all, before I go into the physics of low frequency sound waves on our room and what we can do about it, first of all, I would like to recommend that you just go ahead and optimize your system with the microphones, with the computer, and and you go ahead and see what you get. And I won't say that that will be the best placement for the subs and the loudspeakers, but maybe it will give you a pretty good approximation. So just think about it this way, that the microphone and the computer prediction, it's a very powerful tool, and but it's really up to you whether the solution that it brings you, how do you treat it, because it's not going to give you a perfect solution. It's going to give you one solution, and that solution will be just a general algorithm, a general computation using a first approximation, but it doesn't take into account the musical scale, and that it doesn't take into account that the results you are getting are you getting that uniformly in your room, or is it just optimized for a single spot in your room? Because that's what I noticed, that these algorithms, they give you a result, but that result will be quite limiting. So you will find that you will be tied to a listening spot and you cannot move around. Even if you just move a tiny bit off axis in all three dimensions, that means that you are slouching in your couch, then you are already away from the optimal zone. So the only issue with following these measurements is that you will be probably limiting yourself to a very minute or minuscule zone of sweet spot, and you will be excluding your friends from the experience. And just try it out and then see what sort of result will it give to you, because it's an algorithm. It cannot predict nor compute whether the solution will be magical or not, and I would wager that the result that it gives you does not exclude magical solutions. So you are still at an odd of having a good result, a result that you call as a synergistic result, which not only works in a calculated way, but it because the calculation that the system gives you is not for music, it is for sound. But the most optimal configuration for sound waves in general might not coincide with the most optimal configuration for the notes on the musical scale. So that's the big distinction for these two scenarios. So that being said, don't be afraid, try it out, and if you don't like it, then move around the loudspeakers, move around your listening position, play around with the tone, play around with the delay, and you can find something on your own, and perhaps in the process try to figure out what the computer is doing, how is it coming to the solutions that it is coming to, or is there a consistency for the computer to come up with certain flavors in the sound. Can you toy with those flavors? Can you toy with the setups? And also just play around just with you changing the position of your loudspeakers and subs and observe what is the effect you are getting. And there's no other shortcut. There's nothing to substitute experience, but this is a really powerful tool that you can use as a crutch and or as a learning experience. And I think there's nothing really wrong with it. The only wrong thing with microphones, using microphones and an automated system to find a loudspeaker placement, is if we just use it and nothing else, and when we don't learn how it works, why it works, and how we can reproduce it ourselves or improve on it. Because there's always improvement that can be done on a simple computer prediction. So I think that's my short answer for you, and the long answer that is going to look into the physics of the long waves, and I'm going to explain what we are getting when we are placing the subs in the corners. Why is it good, and in what aspect will it be problematic? So thank you. We'll continue from here. Bye bye.